Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I will be telling you guys why I have not been uploading, where I've been, what's been happening, and yeah, so let's just get right up into the video. So, I unfortunately was rushed in an ambulance to the hospital. I had gotten my period, and a lot of you guys, I don't think I really ever talked about it on here, but when I get my periods, I do get really sick, I guess. Like sometimes I'll get it, but usually I'll throw up like once or twice the first day, and then I'll be cramping like the second and the third day, like really badly, but then I'll be fine afterwards. But this happened to me way back in 2012, and we're gonna get into that, but like for now I'm just gonna, for those viewers that just want to know what happened, we're gonna get into that. Okay, so I was rushed, so I had gotten my period and I started to throw up, and I'm like, okay, whatever, same old. So then I started to like rapidly throw up, and then I felt my chest get really tight, and I felt myself just get like really weak. Like I got really lightheaded, and everything was just kind of like in a daze at that point. So an ambulance was called. I almost died in the ambulance. That's a whole nother story. And so I get to the hospital, they do an EKG and a chest x-ray. The EKG, for those of you guys that like don't know what that is, they basically put all these stickers on your body, not like all on your body, but like in certain spots, and then they hook up the wires to the sticker, and it basically takes a picture of your heart. That is what I got told. So if that's wrong, look, they're not telling me the right information, okay? And then a chest x-ray, which is self-explanatory. They just took a picture of my chest, x-ray wise, okay? And they said everything was fine, everything looked good, blah blah blah, I was fine to go home. They said that if anything, I can just take the medicine they prescribed to me. Now here's the thing, I don't even take like Motrin or like Tylenol or like Advil or etc, all the other ones, okay? Because I just don't, like, I don't take medicine on a daily basis. I don't do any of that. If I have a headache, I literally will just like suffer, okay? And it's just like very rare if I take anything. So that's one thing. So for me to take medicine like outside of the hospital, I was just kind of like, okay, I mean, it's not gonna last anyways because I've been puking up all day, so nothing's lasting. So I get home, and as soon as I get home, I throw up. So I'm like, okay, let me just wait and see like what happens. So I wait in a little bit, like I wait, and then I start throwing up again. So I was like, okay, let me try the medicine. And of course, it doesn't even go down my throat, and I'm already puking it out. So I'm like, okay, not working. So then I go back to the same hospital, and this is where everything kind of turns. This lady literally did not know anything she was doing, okay? The first one, she didn't know anything she was doing, okay? She was just so focused on like things that were not needed to be focused on, and then she didn't know how to do blood work, and she was literally poking me in all the wrong spots. And then she literally like got up, she was like, I don't know like how to, she's like, I don't know, she was like, I'm just gonna let the nurse come and do it. And I'm like, so who are you? Like, what? So then after that, this other nurse, when I got into the room, this other nurse comes in, and she comes in and whatnot, and she tried to find a vein, and she found it, and I think she did it right here. That's where like my last IV was. I don't know, she did it like somewhere around here in this area, okay? And she did it, and I fell asleep, right? And when I woke up, all I saw, you guys, was blood, like everywhere, okay? Like it was literally like out of the IV and everywhere. It was like on the bed or whatever, and I don't know how I didn't feel this. Like, girl, what you doing? I don't know. But like I like got up, and I kind of like, I don't open my eyes like right away, like, you know how like, you kind of just squint a little bit like to see where you're at, I don't know. That's what I do. I did that or whatever, and I just see blood. Like I just see red, and I start freaking the heck out, and I start crying, and I start like because I was so weak at this point, like I was barely, like it hurt to breathe, like I'm not even kidding you guys, like it literally did. And I was like, oh my god, like I'm bleeding, like the IV, like oh my god. And then like I couldn't even get up in time like to like, I don't know, shift my arm or whatever, I don't know. And there was like blood everywhere. So she comes in and then she's like, oh, it's fine, like, it's fine. I'm like, that's not fine. Like, do not tell me that's fine, okay? So after that, the doctor comes in and she was just having a bad attitude with everything, and she was like, I can't do anything for you, like, I'm just gonna let you leave, like, you're getting discharged. Like, she literally didn't even want to like test me or do anything. So I was just like, oh my god. So I was just kind of like, okay, like, I was so weak, I couldn't even like talk back, I couldn't even roll. You guys, rolling my eyes hurt, okay? Blinking my eyes hurt, breathing hurt, everything hurt, okay? So then after that I went to a different hospital, and I ended up staying there. They admitted me and everything, and they, of course, like, the first thing they say is, oh yeah, you look a little bit dehydrated. I'm like, yeah, I look like death hit me twice, okay? So thanks. So I go there and I don't even walk, like, my posture, you guys, is literally like this. Like, I kid you not, and like my head's down and I can't even like look up. Like, that's how like weak I was. And whatnot. So I go there, and you know, they start taking information, start taking blood, start doing the IVs, and like blah blah blah. The doctor comes in the next morning, and you know, he's like, I'm gonna be taking care of you, blah blah blah. I was like, okay. So I explained to him everything that's been happening and whatnot, and he's like, okay, like, I'm gonna see what I'm gonna do. This was like my first, technically, like, first day there or whatever. By the third day, he literally kneels down on the ground next to my bed, okay? And he's all like, yeah, I don't know. And I was like, huh? Like, because you have to think about it. Like, first off, your girl ain't shower, and I definitely do not shower when I'm this weak, okay? This week, like, W-E-A-K, okay? And I haven't brushed my teeth. I haven't, like, my hair is a mess more than it already is. Okay, I'm, like, my collarbones, you guys, it was more than this. Like, if you guys think this is bad, you guys, it was like it was bad, okay? And what happened? And he was just sitting there and whatnot, and he was just like, I don't know what to tell you, but there's really nothing for me to do anymore. He's like, I already did. I gave you all the medicine that, like, I could possibly give you, like, for this case, and, like, nothing seems to work. And I was like, yeah, I know. So I was just kind of, like, so out of it. Like, I couldn't even, like, turn to him to, like, face him. Like, I just kind of had to sit there and, like, listen to him. And he was just like, yeah, there's really nothing for me to do. Like, I don't know what else to do. He's like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what this is. So I was like, I don't know either. Like, I don't know. Like, hello. So, well, he came up with two things. He came up first thing with chronic vomiting. And then the next day he was like, it's not chronic vomiting. He's like, it's cyclical vomiting, which is like a cycle of like you throwing up. And I was like, okay. I was like, how do I get rid of it? Like, you know, like, how do I stop throwing up? Because I'm hungry and I just want to go home. So he was like, I don't know, like, there's like a bunch of different things, blah, 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 blah. Like, we'll just like give you medicine and stuff like that. So I was like, okay. So they do that, nothing lasts. I throw up, everything's a mess. Like, it's just all over again. So they ended up releasing me because, again, he had told me, he was like, there's nothing more that we can do. So I was just like, okay. I was like, but I was telling him, I was like, I don't feel good still. And before he walked in to tell me that, like, I can go home, he was like, you're gonna get released today. I was throwing up, so like, he saw me throw up, okay? Everybody saw me and everybody heard me throw up, okay? And then he comes in and he's like, oh, like, you're still not feeling good. And I'm like, yeah. Like, you guys, it was bad. So then he was like, okay, well, I'm gonna like send you home and, like, you know, whatever, maybe you'll just feel better. I don't know what he was saying. So I go home, and of course you guys can guess what happened next. As soon as I get home, I throw up again, and I keep throwing up, and I'm like, maybe I need to go to my doctor. So the next day I try to go to my doctor, and my doctor's office was closed, or like he wasn't there or something, I don't know. So I was like, great, just great. So then I throw up in the car. I throw up 6 times, and it's not like 6 times like you know, 1 hour I throw up, and then like 10 hours later I throw up. Oh no, 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 honey, this was like rapid puke, okay? It was just coming out like non-stop. And I was like, okay, I need to go back to the hospital, because like, you know, when like you throw up, like obviously like a whole bunch of times, like your like the acid, like the stomach acid and stuff, like it burns your heart, well, your chest. So now like my chest is on fire from me throwing up constantly. Ain't nothing lasting in my, I have not eaten at this point in a week. At that point it was a week. I have not eaten or drank anything in a whole entire week, okay? And I'm like, oh my god, like you literally feel like you're slowly dying and like nobody's trying to help you. That's literally what it feels like, okay? So I go back to the hospital where I was at the day before, less than 24 hours ago. I go there because I was like, they have all my information and like, you know, whatever. So I go there, and this time though, this is when I got the IV put right there. Yeah, so I had to hold my arm out like this for like literally a whole week or so, however long I was there. I got released like 2 weeks ago, I think, or something, like less than a few weeks ago. And so I couldn't even do anything with my arm, so I was just kind of like, okay, that's great. So then what ends up happening is they give me a patch to put like behind my right ear, which I didn't even know existed, but I guess it was supposed to help with my nausea, because I was very nauseated, like very much so. And again, I was very weak. They couldn't even find veins in my arms, like they were looking down on my feet, and I was like, oh, no. So then they finally found one here, and then I get literally put back in the same room I was in less than 24 hours ago. I'm there, and I get put in there again, and this time I get a whole new team of doctors. I get 3 of them. It's a trio, like they all work together and stuff. Versus the other one, which he was like the main doctor. Like, you know, like, yeah, he had other people like underneath of him, but he was like the main go-to one. So this one, we have 3 doctors. So the first doctor comes in, and he was like, you know, tell me what's been happening, like what's been going on. So I tell him, and you guys, the thing is, like, no one really knows what a person's going through until like they're in that same situation, you know? And I wouldn't wish this upon anyone. I don't wish bad upon anyone, but like I feel like people don't know the extent until like you've been into it, you know? You've been there, done that kind of thing. And I tell him what's wrong, and I start crying. And I don't know how I cry so much when I'm dehydrated, because like literally there's like, I don't know. I start crying. I literally cry over the littlest things. I cry when like the needle goes in for the IV. I cry when they take blood. I cry when the TV randomly turns off. I cry because I can't press the remote button because it's too freaking hard and I'm too weak. I literally just sit there and cry over nothing. Like I can look at the wall and I'll just start bawling my eyes out. Like it's, you want to see an emotional wreck? Hello. Okay, so that all happens, and I explained to him like what's been going on and stuff, and he's like, okay. He's like, well, you know, we're all gonna work together, and he's like, I'm not gonna let you leave until you stop throwing up and you feel like you're ready to go. And I was like, okay. I was like, please. I was like, because I don't want to do this. Like, I don't want to go home. And no, I don't want to go home. I don't want to, like, you know, go home and then, like, come back. Like, you know. And I would just bawl my eyes out. And he was like, okay, like, it's fine. Like, don't worry. I feel like he got awkward. But anyways, so then he leaves. And then the next day he comes back. And he's like, we want to do 2 procedures if needed. He's like, the first one, we're not fancy here, okay? So we're not going to talk medical terms. I'm just going to tell y'all what it is, okay? Pretty much they knock you out. They put a camera down your throat into your stomach to take a picture to see what's going on in your stomach, okay? Which I had that done before in 2012. That was my first time having it done in 2012, and now second time in 2019. And they do that. So he's like, that's the first one. And if there's anything else, like, we'll see, like, if we really need the second one. So I was like, okay. So he never told me like what the second one was until we'll get there. So I'm like, okay, so whatever. So I go down, and obviously like they bring me downstairs and stuff, and they do that, and everything looks fine and whatnot. That was a wild one, because like the doctor didn't even know how to put like the oxygen thing up, and I was like, she didn't even know how to do it, and I was like, that's great. And then the other one sitting there on his phone reading his text messages, like, okay, get patients in your room, okay? So then I was like, okay, it's fine. I'm fine. So then they knocked me out, and then it's weird because like the first time I had it done, I was completely knocked out. I didn't feel anything, I didn't see anything, I didn't hear anything, we were good. This time, she had given me it, but like I don't know if I was still like aware or if I was like in and out, I don't know, but I just felt myself burping, like, and it wasn't even like, it didn't taste like anything, it didn't smell like anything, it just like, it was like air, like, you know, I don't know. And then I got knocked out again, so I was like, whatever. So then what ends up happening is so I go back upstairs and everything, like when everything's done, and doctor comes in and he's like, everything looks fine, like there's nothing wrong, blah blah blah. The next day he comes in and he's like, I don't know why they want to do this, like everything looks fine, but they want to do this other procedure, and I honestly do not remember what this one's called, but it's pretty much they wake you up super duper early in the morning. You're not allowed to have anything to eat the night before, so like after midnight you can't eat, okay? And then what they do is they feed you this egg sandwich with jelly, I don't know, and then they take a picture of your stomach every hour for 4 hours. And I was just kind of like, okay, like, can I not get eggs? Because look, I don't eat eggs unless my mama makes it, okay? So like, if my mama ain't making it, I'm not eating it, okay? So I asked the doctor, I was like, can you like let them know that like I don't eat eggs or whatever? And he was like, yeah, you know, whatever. Next morning I go super duper early in the morning, and I go and I do the procedure and everything, and the dude gives me an egg sandwich, and I was like, did the doctor like not tell you I don't eat eggs? He was like, no, you have to eat the eggs. And I was like, okay, sir, okay, fine, relax. So I eat the eggs, but joke's on him because I literally had like 3 bites of the eggs, but I had like the bread. Oh yeah. Yeah. So then I do all that or whatever, and everything comes back fine and whatnot. So the other doctor that I had not seen her like this whole time, but she was part of like the trio, and she comes in and she's like, if you feel fine, like, you know, you can go home, like everything came back fine, like, you know, whatever. And I was like, just to be on the safe side, let me eat. And mind you, at this point in time, you guys, the only thing that was staying down in my stomach was blueberry yogurt and mashed potatoes without no gravy, like no gravy whatsoever. It's just plain mashed potatoes and blueberry yogurt, okay? Which baffles me because I had cravings for like so many different things, okay? And everything that like I wanted to eat and maybe I tried to eat or like I whatever, like it was not working, okay? And another weird thing is, I don't know if I mentioned this before in like a facts video or something, but whenever I drink apple juice, like I don't feel good. Like even though I freaking love apple juice, like it just does not cooperate with me. You guys, I drink so much apple juice, like I think I'm good for the rest of my life, okay? And it didn't even make me sick, so I was just kind of like, okay, my body's changing apparently, I don't know. So that all happened and whatnot, and I got released, and even though I got released, I was still very, very weak. I was very much underweight. Like I lost literally pretty much everything in those few weeks that I was sick and everything. And I couldn't even like take a shower correctly when I came home because like my arms from my elbows down were bruised from all like the blood work and the IVs and everything. So I literally had to shower like this, which I don't know how people, like I don't even know how I did that, okay? But don't worry, I'm clean. Okay, so then that all happened. Oh, and another thing I want to mention, I am not the type, I don't know if I said this before, I'm out of breath and I probably forgot anyways, but I never make myself throw up. Like I've never been the type to just put my finger down my throat and just have the time of my life. I don't do that. I can't do that. Cannot bring myself to do that. So for those of you guys who are like, you probably made yourself throw up, no, I probably didn't, because I think I would know if I did or not. Okay, thank you. So anyways, so after that, I was still very, very weak. Like again, I couldn't just get up by myself. I couldn't just do whatever I wanted to do. Like I would pretty much just sleeping like the whole time. It was very, like when I was awake, I would literally be awake to probably eat. Oh, and that's another thing. When I came home, they're like, you have to eat, like you have to take a bite wait 10 minutes, take another little bite, wait 10 minutes, take another little bite, and so on and so forth. Same thing with drinking. If I wanted to drink something, I had to take a little sip, wait 10 minutes, take another sip, wait another 10 minutes. So imagine if you're like hungry, right, and you're like, man, I want this sandwich, or I want this chicken, right, and you can't. You just gotta go like baby steps. So I had to do all that and whatnot, and I think what a lot of people don't understand, for some people, is that, okay, when people say, oh yeah, I'm dehydrated, or like, oh yeah, I was dehydrated, or something like that, for some people, because everyone's not the same, for some people, they can just drink water, Gatorade, and like their headache will be gone. And for others, they get it to the severity of how I get it, where I spend weeks upon weeks in a hospital bed where nobody knows what's wrong because I just keep throwing up and they just keep giving me IVs. So it's just, everyone's different, okay? And like I said, this happened to me the first time in 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, 2018, and then 2019, okay? And excuse the nail polish, I know. So the first time it happened, I didn't know what was going on. They just said it was dehydration. Same with the other 2013 and 2014. It was dehydration. 2015 came about, and this is where I think the conversation, like it needs to start, okay? 2015, the one doctor that was like taking care of me or whatever, he basically told me, he's like, when do you notice that you get dehydrated? And I was like, I don't know, it's random. It happens like once a year randomly. I don't know. There's no specific season. There's no specific time or whatever. And he's like, okay. And he's like, does it happen? And I like really had to think about this because I forgot the question that he had asked me. And I was like, hold on. I was like, it happens like either on like when I get my period, or maybe like right before my period, or like right after I like get done with my period. He's like, maybe it's your period. And I was like, and I had to like sit there and like think about it, like, you know, because you know when you're in the hospital, you're all like medicined up, so like you're really like not fully there, okay? So I was just kind of like, oh my gosh, so I had to go to my OBGYN and I talked to her about it, and she was like, yeah, she was, it could happen. And I was like, yeah, it did happen a lot, okay? So we talked about stuff, and like, you know, she basically like was like, you can do this, you can do that, da 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 da. And I was like, okay, yeah, we'll see and stuff and whatever. Then I was good for 2 years, 16 and 17. Didn't see a hospital, didn't see a hospital bed, didn't see a hospital room, didn't see no IVs, didn't get no blood work done, nothing. I mean, maybe blood work, but that was for different reasons. But like, I don't even think I did, but it doesn't matter. Anyways, so that all happened. And for those of you that get your periods and you're like, yeah, dude, I get my period and I'm fine, like I can still function, I don't know how you do it. For those people that get their periods and they feel like they're slowly dying, like this video, because I'm with you, okay? Because whenever I get my period, like I said, when I first started my period, which was July 11th, 2007, yes, great memory, I know. I was about to be middle school, so I think I was like 13-ish years old, okay? And it was in the summer, obviously July 11th, okay? Happy birthday if your birthday's in July, or July 11th. I remember getting it, and I just remember like I had really bad cramps, obviously, because it's something new in my body, like, you know. And then after that I was like, okay, and I would function perfectly fine in school. Yeah, I would get cramps, but like it was nothing crazy, like, you know. It was nothing I couldn't handle. It was nothing where I had to go home. It wasn't anything bad. Here comes 2012, okay? So 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Oh, so I skipped a year. Hold on. 2013, 2007, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So like what, 5 years? 5 years, right? I think it was like 5 years later or something. That's when I got my first case of that first episode of dehydration. And it was literally the day that I got my period. I remember it was a Friday night in February, and it was the night before my winter formal. And I remember I woke up from my nap, and I had Twizzlers and a bottle of water. and it was around like 8:45, and I like didn't feel good, so I like go up to the bathroom and I'm like, I really don't feel good. So I stand there, don't do anything, I do not make myself throw up, and the Twizzler and the water just come out, and I'm like, okay, maybe I ate something. Twizzlers and water don't mix, it's fine, it's okay. So then I keep throwing up, I go to the hospital, in and out, everyone's like, it's fine, like you're fine, there's nothing wrong with you. I'm like, clearly there is, there's nothing lasting in my stomach for 2 weeks, okay, or so, however long it kind of varies. Like sometimes like it's 2 weeks, sometimes it's a freaking lifetime, I don't know. So that's what happened the first time. So it was when I was on my period. The other 2 times I think I was on my period, or had just gotten off of it or something like that. But either way, so I have a theory that periods get me dehydrated, and I don't know if it's because sometimes, okay, this is gonna be like TMI a little bit, okay, but it's okay, we friends here, okay, we good, we besties. Sometimes like my periods are heavy, but sometimes they're not. Like this past February of 2019 was perfectly fine. Like it was a light period, I didn't feel anything, I didn't throw up, I barely felt cramps. And then here I am like months later, like slowly freaking, you know. But yeah, so I don't know if there's anyone else like this out there, because my OBGYN said, she's like, I've never seen a case like yours before. She goes, never in my X amount of years that she's been working, she's like, I've never dealt with this before. And I was like, oh great, let me be the first. See, whenever I say, oh, I want to be someone's first about something, this is what it turns out to be, guys, okay? So you don't know what you wish for, okay? So don't wish for anything, okay? So yeah, but I want to say, because I felt alone, and I still feel alone sometimes in these cases, you know, because I feel like you can't really relate to people. Like, I think there's like one other person on this planet that I can relate to, because me and her, we just get it, okay? Because we just understand each other, because literally this both happens to us, okay? And I don't even know. I don't even know. Like, I don't know how this happens. They never told me like why or how, or like, you know, how everything affects everything. I don't know, but that's all that I know, that's what happens. But if you are struggling like this, or if you're like, man, like I don't feel good when I get my period, I don't, you know, I don't know what to do. I don't know either, but like I just want to let you know that you're not alone, because I go through it. And I know a lot of people don't like talking about it. They're like, oh, it's fine, like I'll just suffer in silence. No, we gonna talk about it, okay? Because we can put an end to this. I don't know how, but somehow, some way we can, okay? Because I cannot live like this. I can't be missing out on my videos. I can't be missing out on my work, like my life, you know? And I just can't, like, and that's the thing, like, you guys, I feel like I can't even explain it to you guys. Like, I just get so weak. Like, it hurts to breathe. Like, imagine breathing, like that hurt. Not now, but like when I did it before, you know, that hurt. Like, it hurts when like they grab your arm to take your blood work, and it's just like a hectic thing, and I just feel so helpless. Like, I literally cry. Like, I'm like, okay, and I just start crying. And yeah, I don't know. I think it's just something with, maybe it's just me, like maybe it's just my body, and like whatever, like my body cannot handle like the period or whatever. But like, man, I don't know what can, because that's the thing. I feel like nobody like understands like how bad a period is. Like, even if you get cramps, like you're still hurting. Like, you still don't feel good when you get cramps, like, you know. Again, everyone's different, so I don't know how everyone else reacts and how everyone feels, but I'm just saying, for the majority of people that I talk to, and like they get their periods and they're like, yeah, dude, like I die, like I throw up, you know, I feel fine. And I'm like, oh, all power to you then. I don't know, like I don't know what it is, but I just want to let you guys know that I am okay, I am alive, I am back. I do have whole bunch of videos coming up for you guys that I'm super duper excited about. I know that I missed out on 2 predictions for WWE, but hey, you can miss 2, but I'm gonna make you guys more videos, okay? And I just want to let you guys know where I've been, so you guys don't think I just kind of like went MIA and like left you guys or anything like that. But yeah, periods are a very serious thing, and I feel like whatever I get is not normal, because they always say like you're dehydrated, and like they always say, oh, like you're probably dehydrated from your period, and it has nothing to do with drinking water. Oh yeah, that's another thing, side note, okay? When someone tells you I'm dehydrated, the first thing you should not say is, oh, you need to drink more water, because hello, my body's overfilled with water, okay? Because that's the only thing I literally only drink ever since, I want to say like middle school, maybe even like beginning of high school for sure. I don't remember middle school that much. I just remember all my story times, okay? But yeah, so I literally only drink water, and like in school I would only drink chocolate milk, and that was pretty much it. But yeah, so Dairy Mint chocolate milk, because that's so good. Anyways, but that's besides the point. The point is that we need to get talking about this, okay? And I know some people will be talking about their periods like here and there and all this stuff, but like, no, like periods are just not my thing, okay? And yeah, so in case you were wondering why I have not been uploading, that is why. I was in a hospital and I couldn't really do anything. I couldn't really talk, move, breathe, I guess, or whatever. So I do want to let you guys know that I'm back. I did not forget about you guys. I thought about you all every single day. I was like, oh, I want to film a video, and I started crying my eyes out. And then when I was sitting there, I was like, hold up, what if I'm going through this? Because someone needs like a little bit of guidance, and someone needs a little bit of advice. What am I known for? For advice. So common sense. Duh, make a video. Even though like this is like not one thing I would do ever, to just put myself out there like this about this, but come on, I made a video about squat peeing, you guys. I think we could talk about this, right? Yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys share it with someone that maybe is going through something similar, or even if they're in a hospital, because look, nobody likes to be in a hospital, okay? Let me tell you. I don't know how people do that, okay? But it's fine. It's fine. You're gonna get better. I promise, I promise, I promise. You are gonna get better. You're gonna be back to 100%. I'm not even close to being back to 100%, you guys. Like, trust me. But I'm almost there. You gotta keep hope, you know? I will see you guys next time. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more of me, and I will see you guys next time.